Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beyond the Scoreboard. I'm your host, Michael Lyons. And today, for the Lakers offseason guide, we got FLCC's finest, starting small forward, Joe Cato.
Power forward, but
Whatever. You're a forward,
yeah, I should be.
Joe Cato. So, first, before we get into the Lakers offseason guide, conference finals are over with. We're into the finals now. First, who has been your favorite player to watch throughout the whole playoffs, outside of LeBron and Luka, because we know what happened with them.
Uh, it's got to be Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, I think he's way too overhated, and seeing him silence all the doubters in his playoffs has just been fun to watch. He's proven why he's a top player in this league.
I mean, I think he deserves a little bit of the hate that he gets. You can't have a game where you only shoot 7 shots
Sure,
in a
sure.
clinching game to go to the NBA Finals. I know he bounced back, he had a good game 6, but game 5 was horrendous.
Yeah,
No reason somebody should go from a 32, 15, and 12 game to having 7 shots. Like, Joe, as a basketball player, I know you're not Tyrese Halliburton, but have you
uh,
ever had a game where you were like lights out and then you only shoot 7 times, even though you just had a game where you were amazing?
I mean, yeah, it happens.
But like,
I guess it's all about like the situations that come. You know?
but I mean, like, it's a little different coming from a AAU where a lot of you guys are all the same skill level. When
Yeah,
Tyrese Halliburton is a superstar in the playoffs,
yeah.
how do you go from having a 32-point game to having a 7 shot game?
It's all mental.
It's all mental.
Got to be stronger mentally.
But like, this is
Even when Even when he's not scoring, though, he's still contributing. Like
yeah,
in game five, he's still contributed.
yeah. I mean, the biggest thing with Tyrese though is like we saw with Anthony Edwards as well. Teams collapse when he drives to the paint, gets 2 feet in the paint. He wasn't doing that in game 5 though. There was a lot of times where he was shying away, kind of just standing on the wing, not really doing much. So, I mean, game 5 was just a horrendous game from him, not even just from a attacking mindset, but he just wasn't Tyrese Halliburton that we should see in the Eastern Conference Finals and now in the finals. So, now that we have that, we're in the finals. Who do you have winning the 2025 NBA championship this year?
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. I think the Thunder are the better team. I think they'll win. I do think the Pacers could push it to six, maybe, but the come on, the Thunder's gonna win.
I mean, yeah, I think the Thunder are gonna wipe the Pacers. I think it's gonna be a 5 game series. I think it's gonna be just like the Minnesota series. Pacers are gonna have 1 game, but I mean, Tyrese, that 7 shot game, and just having multiple times throughout the season where when he misses his first shot, he shoots 5 less attempts than he does if he makes the shot.
Yeah,
It's just not a recipe to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are going to throw 3 superstar defenders at him from the guard standpoint, and then Pascal Siakam's going to have to deal with Chet, J Dub, iHeart, all those guys down low, and Tyrese is going to have to deal with Casey Wallace, Caruso, Lou Dort, Shea even. I mean, he's not an amazing defender, but he can sit down in that chair when he needs to.
yeah.
If the Pacers do steal this series, do you think it's due to a Tyrese Halliburton, like he goes off, or do you think it's like a team collective, or maybe even a Pascal Siakam has an amazing series?
I think it'd be a team collective. Also, one or two guys popping off, like you said, like Halliburton or Siakam. I think the Pacers offense is way better than the Timberwolves, which is why I could see it, but I just don't think it will happen. I wouldn't be shocked if it happened though, just
Yeah.
because their offense can be elite.
Also, the biggest thing is who's going to guard Shea Gilgeous-Alexander from the Pacers standpoint. I don't look at them as having anybody to slow him down. And the way they play defense, they are very physical. And we even just saw in this last series with Jalen Brunson, he got a lot of foul shots. Now, even if you are a hater of the foul baiting that Shea Gilgeous-Alexander does do, you have to give him his props. He's going to get to the line probably close to 20 times every game if they continue to play this physical. How do you think the Pacers combat that physicality and try to limit the free throw shooting from Shea?
I gotta they gotta play defense without using their hands, and I think they gotta rotate guys in and out, throwing different looks at them. You can't stick with one guy on them the whole game, or else he'll just torch you. You gotta show him different looks. Maybe switch it up on defense, go zone a couple times. You gotta switch it up. You can't let them get
Yeah.
comfortable.
Who do you think gets the Shea matchup early?
I think it's got to be Nemhard or Neesmith.
I mean, Neesmith dealing with some injuries right now, obviously. Nemhard had a good game six against Jalen Brunson. He really frustrated him, but I mean, I don't think you can really frustrate Shea. He's just such a cool, calm, and collected guy that there's not really much you can do to like slow him down or get him out of his rhythm.
Mhm.
He hasn't been super effective in the postseason. He's not been super efficient, but I mean, even if he shoots 30 times a game, he's still going to get his 30 shot, like his 30 points
Mhm.
and 10 plus assists.
Yeah,
So you have the Thunder in six. I have the Thunder in five. Who do you think wins Finals MVP for the Thunder?
it's got to be Shea.
Jay?
Yeah.
Would you be surprised if a J Dub maybe has an amazing finals run and just lights it up? Because we've seen him in the postseason. He's had signs of 30 plus point games when Shea is a little bit slower. If they do find a way to slow down Shea, do you think J Dub is that next option for finals MVP?
100%, especially if he's playing lockdown defense. He can guard Tyrese Haliburton and Siakam. If he slows them down, he's dropping 20 like the 30 every night. I think he could get it easily.
Yeah, and we've been talking about Shea. Obviously, this year was the biggest MVP race probably of the last 5, 6 years. Shea versus Jokic. Who did you have as your MVP, and what is your reaction to Shea winning MVP this year?
I mean, both of them deserved it. So you really can't be mad that Shea won it. Personally, I think Jokic was better and thought he should have won it. But again, they both deserved it.
I
I
mean,
mean,
it's not just purely off of player, it's off of team success as well. And OKC was pure dominance all year long. Shea didn't play in 24th quarters throughout the year, and they still have the fifth best record of all time. I was Team Shea all year long. No, no diss on Jokic. He deserves all of his flowers. He had an amazing year, but Shea also had an incredible year, super dominant year, and he was more efficient than Jokic, in my opinion, with how he was getting to his baskets and getting to the rim and just everything he does. I think one of the biggest things with why people are away from Shea is the foul baiting. What is your opinion on Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's foul baiting and foul baiting in general?
I mean, it's smart. I get it. Like it's like spreading pretty quickly around the league. Like I get it. But I mean, it makes the game hard to watch sometimes. And I think Shea's too good to fall bait as much as he does. He could easily drop 30 without needing to go to the line every night. I
Yeah,
don't.
I mean, he could definitely average 30 with five less free throw attempts. But you as a basketball player, you know the best way to score is the easiest way to score.
Mhm.
Getting your shots early and often and easy. I mean, why not get to the free throw line? If you're such an amazing free throw shooter and getting to the free throw line, why wouldn't you just rely on that? You know what I mean?
It also weakens the defense. If you're getting to the line early, defense is going to be soft the whole game.
And this is another thing why I think OKC is just going to run away with the finals is Indiana plays with a lot of pace and free throws and fouls slow the game down a lot. We've
Yeah.
seen that throughout OKC's run. That we've seen teams go on runs, but they instantly get to the free throw line and they just slow it back down to their pace. And OKC is not shying away from running out in transition. I mean, they have guys that are they're gonna stir the pot and they're gonna get active on the defensive end. And Alex Caruso could be, as a Lakers fan, you know Alex Caruso, you probably wish you still had him.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's going to be probably the best defender in this series, I think, and just the way he can run around the court, fly around, just
Guard all five positions.
guard all five. I mean, it's going to be amazing to watch. I hope the games aren't super one-sided. I think we're probably going to get at least one OKC blowout, which is going to be boring, but I hope the other four games are going to be close down the stretch, but yeah, I just don't see a way that the Pacers are going to win the finals this year.
Yeah.
Now, we talked about the playoffs. The Lakers offseason or Lakers season first before we get to the offseason. Obviously, the biggest talking point of the Lakers is the finesse that Rob Pelinka pulled on Nico Harrison and getting Luka Doncic into Los Angeles for only Anthony Davis and what, first round pick?
Max Christie too. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Max Christie, that ain't changing the deal. You got one, so you got gave up Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first round pick for Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
First, what was your reaction when Shams broke the news?
I mean, I thought it was fake. Like it happened so late at night. I think it was like 1 a.m. or something. I for sure thought it was fake, considering what the trade actually was. Only giving up AD, Max Christie in the first for Luka. There's like no way anyone believed that was real. But so I found out it was true. It was like bittersweet. Like, yeah, we got Luka, but we lost AD.
You were sad about giving up AD
Yes.
when you
This,
got when
this
you
will be
got Luka Doncic in return.
just yeah. I honestly didn't. I don't really think the Lakers needed to trade for Luka, but I mean, it's great.
I
It's
mean, it extends the period of the Lakers going to
yeah,
be able to dominate in the Western Conference. I
yeah.
mean,
So they did it, so they have a future.
yeah, I mean, well, I think they just did it because there's no way you say no to that deal. If Nico Harrison came to you and said, "We'll give you Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis and a first round pick and Max Christie, who might become a solid bench player somewhere," but
He'll be a solid role player.
I don't think there's a way that anybody says no to that deal. And the fact that Danny Ainge was a part of that deal and wasn't aware of the whole thing before he agreed to that just ruined the NBA and how the trade market is going to be. I mean, Shams the other day was on, I think he was on the Pat McAfee show or something, and he
Yeah,
said that this is going to be the wildest offseason we ever seen.
saw that.
Do you agree with that? Since I mean, Luka got traded, then De'Aaron Fox got traded, then all the big name guys kind of moved in at the trade deadline. Do you think there's going to be a lot of moves in the offseason since there was so many at the trade deadline?
100%. Like KD's name's getting thrown around. I think he for sure gets traded. The whole Giannis situation, I think he might get traded. I mean, I think it could be the biggest offseason ever.
I mean, the Pelicans are saying that they're having a fire sale. Nobody's safe. Everybody's on the trade block, which I think is probably one of the dumbest moves to make right now because
Yeah.
you don't really have a solid direction in which you're going with. You have some solid young pieces. I think Eves Missy was really solid all year through for them. Um, Trey Murphy the third is still really good. Dealt with some injuries, but I mean Zion I could see getting moved. CJ I could see getting moved. DeJounte I could see getting moved. But a lot of these guys, their value is at an all-time low.
Yeah.
They're either coming off a bad season or they're dealing with injuries still.
CJ's getting up there in age too.
Yeah, so it's just it's gonna be a really wild time seeing who's gonna get moved. But how did you feel about JJ Redick in his first season? Obviously, I know your thoughts about the final game of the season, that game 5 game against Minnesota, but how did you feel about his entirety as a first year head coach and first year professional head coach for the Los Angeles Lakers?
Honestly, I think he did great. I mean, he led the Lakers to the 3 seed, and the fact he did it with a very inconsistent roster and the amount of changes that roster had, I think was very impressive.
Yeah, and then obviously you have your opinions on game 5. So we saw JJ go to just 5 straight guys to end the game after the start of the second half. Um, do you think that is a stepping stone for him and he's going to learn off of that, or do you think this is going to be something that you see often with JJ Redick as a head coach?
I think he's too smart to make the mistakes he made in the playoffs this year. That whole Timberwolves series, he's definitely going to learn from and improve. I mean, it was his first season. You can't really be
Yeah.
mad.
And then before we get into the offseason, got a couple more questions for the Lakers season. Who was your favorite player to watch throughout the year outside of LeBron and Luka Doncic? Because obviously those guys are at the top of the list.
I mean, the very little moments Bronny James got in was amazing. Amazing to watch him. But outside of LeBron and Luka, it's got to be Austin Reeves. Watching him improve every year is it's amazing to watch.
Yeah, I mean, for me, not being a Lakers fan, being a Kings fan, our hatred for the Lakers, I like watching Rui Hachimura play, especially in the playoffs. He's definitely a playoff riser when it gets to those moments. I've always been a Dorian Finney-Smith fan. I wanted the Kings to trade for him, but then the Lakers got there first. But I mean, there's definitely some building blocks that you guys have and some solid players. Um, how did you react after getting kicked out of the playoffs? What was your first reaction to that? And what was the first reaction you had and the first thought you had of what the Lakers need to work on?
As soon as the series is over and watching Rudy Gobert, I mean, we're talking about a bum. Absolutely
Gobert.
destroyed.
Wait. Rudy Gobert is not a bum. Rudy Gobert is a Hall of Famer.
All right. After watching,
4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Even if he didn't deserve them, he's still a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. He's never been an offensive weapon. That's not with the bum talk. He's not a bum.
after watching Rudy consistently drop 20 plus a night on the Lakers, it's like you need to go get a center. Like anyone that's not even a basketball fan, if they watch that series, they couldn't tell what the Lakers need. They need high energy defenders, a rim protector, maybe a big that could also space the floor.
Yeah, so that obviously talks about the biggest need this offseason, which is, in my opinion, and you spoke on it for a second, is the center position.
Mhm.
When you have to battle guys like Nikola Jokic, like Chet, Ihart on the same team, Rudy, Nasri coming off the bench too. You are going to need a pure dominant center. Not even dominant, you just need a real center. Jackson Hayes, as a Lakers fan, you probably have some sort of connection to him. He could be solid, but he is
He's
not
not a
a true center that the Lakers need.
he's not a guy that should be starting. He should be a guy coming off the bench playing 10 to 15 minutes a game. He's not a starter.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple big options. I mean, obviously nobody's really safe anymore after Luka Doncic got traded. Nobody is safe other than maybe Nikola Jokic. That is
Yeah,
the only guy right now, Nikola Jokic and SGA, that are just sitting pretty at the top, going like nobody's gonna trade me.
yeah.
But there's some big offseason centers that are on the market. I mean, you got Clint Capella, who he's he's towards the tail end of his career. He hasn't been great the last couple of years and dealt with injuries last year.
Mhm.
Um, Other centers, we got Nick Claxton. Nets need to kind of make a move in the direction they're going to go with. So there some other guys I got written down, some maybe smaller contracts that you can get. Andre Drummond could maybe bring him back to the Lakers. I mean, he didn't play much last year, and he wasn't great on his first stint with the Lakers, but he fits the mold of a rim protecting, rim running center that you want next to LeBron and Luka.
Mhm.
Jericho Sims, maybe. He kind of fits that same mold as Jackson Hayes, but I think he's a little bit more athletic and a
Yeah.
little bit more dominant. John Collins and DeAndre Ayton are some other names. Is there any other centers on the market that you think the Lakers could go after?
Yeah, I mean, you said Clint Capella. I think his teammate Onika Okonwu could be a potential target too. I mean, he's could be a perfect lob threat for Luka and the rim protecting defender the Lakers need. I mean, an unrealistic option, I think, could be Bam Adebayo. I think he'd be the absolute perfect fit. He's a big, can protect the rim, stretch the floor on offense. I think he'd be perfect. I think it's unrealistic, but
Yeah, I mean, Bam is definitely the most unrealistic out of all the options. I think probably the most realistic is either a Clint Capella or a Nick Claxton, maybe, or
I
John Collins, even. John Collins had a really underrated year. I mean, the Jazz were just so bad, and Walker Kessler is the starting center there, but John Collins had a really solid year this year, and
Mhm.
I think he fits that mold of lob threat rim protector that you could get in Los Angeles. And the only thing is the Lakers, they have some tradable contracts, but the tradable contracts are not great players.
Yeah,
With some of these teams, you're definitely going to have to give up some first round picks. So
yeah,
you're going to want kind of a proven guy that you can rely on, as well as Dalton Connect could also be on the move this offseason.
yeah,
Now, first off, Dalton Connect. He's kind of in a weird position because the Lakers tried to trade him away from Mark Williams, and then Mark Williams' whole physical came back, and they said we're not gonna deal with the injury-prone center that could literally be retired in like 4 years. And we get Dalton Connect back, and then he pretty much lost a lot of his minutes after that. What do you think he's realistically going to get moved this offseason?
uh, depends. I mean, if they're trading for a guy like Nick Claxton, I could see it. Like Nick Claxton, maybe even John Collins. Like I think you might have to give up Dalton Connect in one of those trades.
Yeah, I mean, it's just even from the standpoint of he might even want out of Los Angeles. I mean, that's a lot of pressure having him to play next to Luka and LeBron, and they already didn't want you once.
Yeah,
So there could be a lot of pressure on him, and he might just want out. After that, if he's not a part of a trade with a Nick Claxton, a John Collins, maybe you package him and either Dorian Finney-Smith or Maxi Kleba or Gabe Vincent, whoever is not a part of that original trade to go get that center, you can
yeah,
maybe package them and get a solid forward defender. So if it's not a part of the original trade, I would still keep a lookout for him being on the move to acquire somebody that could just be a more dominant defender, 3 and D guy.
mhm.
Um, who is safe in Los Angeles outside of Luka and LeBron? Obviously, who is safe?
To be honest, I don't really think anybody's safe.
I mean, I think there's one other person that's safe.
I mean, maybe Austin Reeves, but I haven't seen this name get thrown around. So, I
I wasn't even thinking Austin Reeves. I was thinking of Bronny. Bronny is
oh
definitely safe.
yeah, I mean, yeah, Bronny's
Bronny
as
is
long as LeBron's there,
100% safe.
Yeah, Bronny's not going anywhere as long as LeBron's there.
And that there was a rumor that just came out recently that Bronny is going to be a part of some real minutes for the Los Angeles Lakers,
Yeah, I think it was like 10 to 15.
which I don't know. I'm still not high on Bronny. I don't think still think he should be in college to this point. I still think he should go back. If he could go back, he would still be in college right now, and he wouldn't even have been a part of this draft. I still think he is a guy that is not polished. He's had moments, G League Bronny was pretty solid,
Yeah, he's good.
but there's still a high leap from G League basketball to NBA basketball. I still don't think Bronny is ready for that. And it could just be me. I'm not a huge LeBron guy. I have some hatred towards LeBron, but I respect him. I don't respect Bronny rushing to get to the NBA to play with his dad. What do you feel about that, Joe? As the number
Yeah,
one LeBron Glazer I know.
yeah, obviously it's a big jump. But personally, I think Bronny developing in the G League is better for him than developing at USC. I mean, USC is not the best program, especially for development. I mean, I think Bronny playing in G League will help him more, but you know,
And yeah, and then I mean Bryce now is going to Arizona next year, so we'll see what that looks like for him. What do you expect from Bryce at Arizona? I know you're a college basketball guy as well. Arizona, they were just in what, the Elite Eight or the
yeah,
Sweet 16. What
lost to Duke.
what do you expect from a Bryce James in his first year at Arizona?
I don't think. I mean, to be honest, I don't think he'll play a whole lot. I don't think he's better than Bronny was at like this like stage of his career. I don't know. I don't expect a whole lot from year one.
Honestly, I've been on the side of Bryce is better than Bronny throughout their high school basketball careers and even middle school careers. I always thought that Bryce was better than him. I think Bryce is a little bit bigger, a little bit more physical. I think he could fit in the NBA a little bit better than Bronny can. Bronny he just kind of looks like a little boy out there sometimes. Sitting on the bench and he just the baby face, he just doesn't look like an NBA player, in my opinion. He is the definition of bring your son to work for a whole year, and that's what LeBron did this past season.
I mean, yeah. I just if guys like Gabe Vincent and Jordan Goodwin are getting minutes on the Lakers, I don't see why Bronny couldn't.
I mean, they've shown signs of being really solid NBA players that Bronny hasn't. Gabe Vincent, the reason why he got paid $11 million a year was from his finals run with the Miami Heat that were the 8 seed that made it all the way to the NBA Finals. I mean, that shows a lot more than Bronny. Gabe Vincent might have been trash. You're still paying him $11 million. You're not going to just have him sit on the bench for no reason.
Mhm.
Same thing. I mean, Jordan Goodwin, you were a Jordan Goodwin guy when we were talking about the whole JJ Redick not playing anybody.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I think he's a very solid role player. I mean, he was a spark plug for the Lakers to like that second half of the year. I just think, Bronny's on the same level as him. I think Bronny's just as good.
I don't know about that, but I wish we still had that conversation that we had after the game 5 where Joe tried to say that the Lakers bench. What did you? I wish I still. I wish I found it before the show, but
I said more guys off the bench should have been playing. I mean, you can't play.
no, 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 no. It was something other than that. Obviously, we know that some people should have been on the floor, but Joe Cato said that Jackson Hayes is a very solid center. There's a reason why that dude only played 5 minutes in a win or go home game. He is not a solid center. He got pushed around by Rudy Gobert that you were trying to hate on, even though he was absolutely dominating the whole Lakers team. You could have put 4 people on Rudy Gobert. He still would have had 20 rebounds on them that in those games. But I wish I had the text that Joe Cato said about something about the Lakers having a really solid bench unit
Their
being
bench is not bad by any
being
means.
like a top 10 bench unit or something like that, which is just absolutely diabolical. There's no way the Lakers have a top 10 bench at that point.
I don't know. I think it's debatable. That second half of the season, Gabe Vincent started to look like his old self. I mean, when Dalton Connect played, he was very solid. Averaged 10 points, shot like 37% from three. Don't know why he didn't play in the playoffs. But, Jordan Goodwin was solid, high energy defender, created his own shots. I think they should have played.
I mean, I would much rather this could be fully biased, but I think the Sacramento Kings had a better bench unit than the Los Angeles Lakers. And Lakers fans would take the Sacramento Kings bench unit. They would take 25 other bench units other than what they had.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Jonas Valanciunas, Markel Fultz, Jake LaRavia, Malik Monk, or Keon Ellis. You would have taken that bench unit. Trey Lyles. You would have taken that bench unit over what the Lakers had this year.
Maybe, but I think part of it is because of the inconsistent minutes they received. They could never find a rhythm.
I mean, but they had the consistent minutes up until the playoffs. But then the playoffs showed that a lot of these guys shouldn't be on the court.
Dalton Connect never got a chance though.
I mean, Dalton Connect didn't, but I mean,
Gabe Vincent was playing like 5, 10 minutes a game. I mean, he should have been playing 15.
I don't know. I don't think he should have been on the court. He is not at that level that he was on that Miami Heat run a couple years ago, and he has proven that in his whole Lakers career that he is not at that level.
Well, he's been banged up. He's been hurt.
Even when he's on the court, he's not even good. Like even in the stretches of where we get 20 games of Gabe Vincent, he's never been good in the Lakers uniform. So that gets us to the free agent talk. So this year, obviously, got a couple of guys. Dorian Finney-Smith has a player option this year.
Yep.
Jordan Goodwin has a team option. Jackson Hayes is a free agent. LeBron has a player option. Alex Len is a free agent. Markieff Morris is a free agent. And then Christian Koloko is a restricted free agent. Now, obviously, you want to bring back LeBron.
Yeah.
He's gonna come back probably one more year. Do you think this year is LeBron's last year coming up?
Ah, it's hard to say. I mean, you would think it would be, but then he'll come out and be like, "I'm playing one more year." Honestly, I don't really think he. Obviously, he would love to play with Bryce, but I don't think it's like a Bronny type situation where he like needs it to happen, where
Yeah,
he would force himself to play until it happens. I don't think he'll force himself to play with Bryce, unless if he like I don't know if the Lakers go out, make some big moves, get the right team. I could see him coming back for another year after this season, this upcoming season.
all right. And then Dorian Finney-Smith, obviously, you probably want him to opt into that player option.
I mean, I could see him uh opting out, but if he opts out, I feel like it just to be like to re-sign for a better deal with the Lakers because he showed he definitely deserves money
Hmm.
in his stint with the
I
Lakers.
think the thing with Dorian Finney-Smith is why you want to keep him at that. I think he's at 16 million with that player option. That is a more tradable contract than if he comes back on a team friendly contract.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you go out and you get some amazing free agents, but I don't predict the Lakers getting a lot of amazing free agents this offseason. I think they'll do one big trade and then get a couple smaller pieces along the way. Jordan Goodwin, really cheap deal. I think you guys will definitely bring him back on that team option.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
And then I think the rest of them, maybe Christian Koloko you bring back. I mean, he's kind of a younger center, bigger body, 7 foot tall, but Jackson Hayes definitely going to be gone. Alex Len, who Lakers fans thought was gonna be the answer,
He can go back home. He can go home.
come
Let
back
get
to
him out of here.
come back to Sacramento, but nah, we don't want you. And then Markieff Morris is probably also going to be. He might not even be on the team next year. And then for the 2026, you have Luka Doncic is going to have his player option up. Then Rui Hachimura is also going to be a free agent. Maxi Kleber, Gabe Vincent, Trey Jemison, and Austin Reeves is also going to have his player option. So 2026 offseason is going to be the big offseason to have money. because you're gonna have to bring back Luka. And now his contract isn't as big now since he got traded. But
Hmm.
Austin Reeves is also going to have to re-sign unless they both opt in that player option.
Yeah.
So do you think that this offseason you don't make as many moves to just keep cap space for the next year? Or do you think you go all in for a one last year of LeBron push and then you just deal with it when it comes to it next offseason?
Uh, I think you go all in. I mean, I think like getting a guy like Nick Claxton would be going all in, but also setting up your future because he's exactly what they need, and he's only 26 years old. So
Yeah,
I think
it,
like that
yeah,
would
Nick Claxton is definitely the best option for Lakers fans. The only thing with Nick Claxton is there's been some motor issues where he kind of gives up on some plays, and we've seen in the playoffs. Hopefully, he's learned from the Sixers Nets where he got himself ejected. That is something that you could worry about with him. But I mean, he's super solid when he's playing. He's amazing. He's been on a bad Nets team for the past 2 years,
yeah,
but
which is why I think some of those motor issues might be because of he's playing for the Nets. Playing for the Lakers, I feel like he could have a whole new mindset.
yeah, I mean, but there are also some people that just can't handle the pressure of being a Los Angeles Laker, and the fact that he's had motor issues kind of scares me a little bit. But I mean, Lakers, it's up to you. But
I mean, playing with a guy like Luka and LeBron, I feel like it'd be hard to not be good. I mean, look what he did to Derek Lively. He made him look like a excellent big. And without Luka this year, he was almost a bum. I mean, he was
I don't know about Bum. He dealt with a
he-
lot of injuries, Joe. Come
yeah,
on.
but he also when he played, he was not that good.
That's because Luca was all the whole Mavericks team. We had this conversation before we started the show. The Mavericks being a injury prone team and how they are not going to be, in my opinion, championship contenders this next season because of the injury history of all of their players. Let's just talk about that, Joe. So obviously you're a big Duke fan, you're a Cooper Flag guy.
Yeah.
Obviously the Mavericks get the number one overall pick. Now they have pretty much their whole team set. They got Kyrie, they got AD, they got PJ Washington, they got Derek Lively, they got all those guys, Klay Thompson. What do you predict from them coming this next year?
I mean, I think, with Kyrie being out more than half the year, you never know with AD and Klay Thompson's just not the guy he used to be. I think they'll struggle throughout the regular season, but if they can sneak into that play-in spot and Kyrie's back and AD's healthy, I think they got a shot to win a series or two in the playoffs.
I mean, they definitely have a shot at winning a series or two, but do you look at them as a championship contender if they get healthy?
Not this season. Just I mean, Cooper Flag's going to be a rookie. I can't see it.
Joe Cato just changed up from before the show started. Joe Cato thought this that Cooper Flag was gonna average 25, 10, and 5 in his rookie year.
Like realistically, he's going to average like 15, 7, and 3 maybe. I could see that.
I don't think he's gonna be above. I think he's gonna be hard capped at like a 12 in 5 or 6 rebounds, and his playmaking is not gonna be that high. Like he might have averaged 2 assists a game. Cooper Flag, I don't look at him. We had this conversation before because we were talking about Tony Allen and what he said about Cooper Flag and how Cooper Flag, he looks at him as only a one-time all-star kind of guy. And he looks at it Andre Karolinko type. I kind of look at Cooper Flag the exact same way. I look at a more physical, better defender, Gordon Hayward type of player. And I just don't think Cooper Flag is a generational talent. I mean, obviously, he's going to be the number one overall pick no matter what.
Mhm.
But I don't look at him right now as he's going to dominate the NBA in 5 to 6 years. What do you think about that, Joe?
I mean, I mean, yeah, I could agree with you. I don't like he might not be dominating in 5 to 6 years, but I think he's clearly the best player in this class, and I think he'll be a very good player in the NBA.
I mean, you could be the best player in the class, but not end up with the best career. I think Dylan Harper, if he goes to the Spurs, Spurs are going to be nice for the next 10, 15 years. Whereas the Mavericks might be good for 3 years and then they got to restart their whole thing, and Cooper Flag's on a rebuilding team.
Well, knowing Nico, Cooper Flag would be gone, so
Yeah, I mean, that's if he's even there. I mean, if the Mavericks don't win a championship next year, I think you look at Nico Harrison getting fired. But I think this is entirely in my opinion, and I don't think Cooper Flag is going to be a Hall of Famer one day. I think he is going to be a really solid player throughout his NBA career, but I don't think he'll live up to the hype of being a generational talent like people are labeling him as. He's not a Victor Wembanyama who is 7'5" and can do everything. He is a Jason Tatum type player, but I don't think he'll have the career of Jason Tatum. Now, Joe, obviously, some Duke guys. So who do you think will have the better career once they're both done with their careers? Jason Tatum or Cooper Flag?
I mean, it's tough to say. I mean, what Tatum's doing right now is ridiculous. I mean, he's only 28. Ever since he entered the league, he scored the most points in the playoffs. I mean, I think Tatum will end up having a better career. I mean, he's on a very loaded Celtics team. I could see him winning a few more within the next few years. I mean, I think Tatum will end up having a better career.
I mean, Cooper Flag's on a loaded Dallas Mavericks team to start his career. Jason Tatum had to fight for a long time to get to the point that he's at now. Cooper Flag could just come in and instantly be a part of a winning team, where Jason Tatum didn't have that same luxury.
Yeah, I mean,
And I mean, before you said that Cooper Flag is a better defending Jason Tatum.
I think he will end up being that one day.
I think that's hard to say, and I don't think I look at Cooper Flag and I say that. I think, like I said, Gordon Hayward, a guy that will have a couple really good years. Hopefully, Cooper Flag doesn't deal with the injury issues that Gordon Hayward had to deal with, but I don't think that Cooper Flag will be anywhere close to a Paolo or a Jason Tatum. I think he's going to be at the bottom of that list. I think he'll have a better career than Zion, which we know Duke produces a lot of really solid talent, but it's can they get over the hump? I think he'll be better than Zion, but not better than Apollo or Jason Tatum.
I think I just think his potential is he has too much potential to not be better than a guy like Paulo or Tatum. And I feel like he's got a very safe floor. Just because his build, his skill set, I think his floor is I think he'll just be fine.
Yeah, I mean his floor could be higher than the rest of the guys, but I don't think his ceiling is as high as a Zion or Apollo or a Jason Tatum. I think his floor might be higher than Paolo and Zion, but I don't know. Peak of their career, I think Paolo will be better than him. Cooper Flag, again, will not be able to guard five positions, like Joe Cato said.
I definitely think he can.
And there are NBA level players that are going to lock up Cooper Flag. Joe Cato didn't want to admit this before we started the show. I said a guy like Herb Jones would lock up Cooper Flag, and Joe Cato looked at me like I was crazy.
I mean, yeah, obviously there's going to be times where he gets locked up. I mean, no one's unguardable.
There's some people that are unguardable, Joe.
I don't think so.
You don't think that Giannis is unguardable?
No,
The only way to stop him is foul him. That shows unguardable.
I just don't
Like
think.
Shaq.
I don't think there's anyone truly unguardable right now in the NBA.
I don't know, Joe. I think Zion is a good Nikola Jokic is a good example too. I mean, Alex Caruso just limited him getting touches at the ball. But once he gets the ball, there's no way of stopping Nikola Jokic
I
unless you
I
send your
saw Nikola Jokic get stopped by Dwight Howard in the 2020 playoffs. I mean,
That's Dwight Howard, a four-time Defensive Player of the Year, though. Come on. Like Rudy Gobert is also a four-time Defensive Player of the Year. He could slow down Nikola Jokic, but Nikola Jokic is still unguardable.
well, yeah, obviously a guy like Rudy has no chance of stopping Jokic. I mean, Rudy is
Straight up 1v1, get him the ball anywhere on the court. Nikola Jokic is unguardable. You have to send your whole team at Nikola Jokic to stop him.
I don't know.
Same thing with Giannis Antetokounmpo. You have to send your whole team at him or hope that he gets an offensive foul to stop him. Like,
I guess I could, yeah, I'd say Giannis is probably one of the only ones.
all right,
So
what about Victor Wembanyama when he hits his prime? Because
not yet. When he hits his prime, definitely could be. But
Victor
right now,
Wembanyama is going to be the biggest cheat code.
yeah.
Aaron Rodgers just got it lucky.
I mean, a couple of years, obviously Bronny will be that type of guy.
Bro, stop. Bro, 6'3" Bronny, he's getting locked up by Chris Paul.
Nah.
Yeah. But back to the offseason talk. I mean, some other things that you could look at the Lakers might need is some catch and shoot next to Luka. He's really been
I,
relies on a lot of catch and shoot corner guys throughout his career. Dorian Finney-Smith could be that. I mean, obviously we saw that connection when they were in Dallas together. Austin Reeves maybe if he tends to. I think Austin Reeves, the best thing he could do in his career is move to a more off-ball player, just kind of a more pure shooter. At times, puts the ball on the court, like puts the ball on the ground and drives and creates its own shot. But I think the best version of Austin Reeves, especially next to Luka Doncic, is being a catch and shoot player. What do you think about that, Joe?
yeah, I mean, if he could, I think it would be better for him if he turns into a catch and shoot player. And if he needs to, he can obviously go and create his own shot. Or, like Lucas off the floor, that's when he can be the dude that puts the ball on the floor and creates the offense.
Yeah. And then, I mean, you need somebody to control rebounding, especially with the big men that you're going to be going against in the playoffs. You you're going to want to look for that in whatever big move you make for the center position. But then another thing, you can only offer the mid-level exception and vet minimum contracts. Now, obviously, a lot of people will take vet minimum contracts to go play for the Lakers because it's their dream place to play, and you get to play next to Luka and you get to play next to LeBron. Or prove it deals is another thing that you could see. What are some people on the market that you're looking for to fill some positions?
I'd really like to see the Lakers use that mid-level exception and go sign Nickeil Alexander-Walker. We are just talking about a guy like a catch and shoot guy would be perfect for Luka. He's exactly that. I mean, he shot 39% from three this season. He's can fill the whole defensive league. Luka can't he can't guard. So I think he'd help that backcourt defensively, and he's a high energy guy. I mean, I think it's the perfect signing, to be honest, for the Lakers.
Yeah,
He
I mean, that would be an amazing signing. I mean, Duncan Robinson, if he opts out of his player option, which he probably will not, but if he does, is a super solid three-point shooter that you can maybe look at. Luke Kennard didn't play a lot in the playoffs. He's going to be kind of getting a cut from his contract because teams aren't going to get him 14 million again. Is another guy that you could look at. Um, Anything else you're really seeing on the market, Joe? I mean,
I mean, unrealistic move. Like that could happen. Like if LeBron took a decent pay cut, they could create some money and go sign Nas Reed. I mean, I just think I don't think LeBron's going to take a pay cut. I don't get why not. The dude's got all the money in the world. Like, why not take the pay cut and improve the roster? I mean, they can use that MLE on Nickeil Alexander Walker. And if LeBron took a pay cut, they restructured some contracts, they could go out and get Naz Reid too. I mean, they'd fix their depth issues, part of their defensive issues, and their 3-point shooting.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's also very tough to tell a guy to cut from 60 million down to 10, 15 million, even 20 million. That is a large pay cut that you're asking LeBron to make to afford a guy like Nas Reed because he's going to get his money. He is going to get paid from whoever is going to offer him it. But yeah, I mean, those are some options. Other guys, Seth Curry, I mean, towards the tail end of his career, but just a plug and play sharpshooter that you could maybe get. Some backup point guard minutes maybe outside of Luka. I mean, Bronny's gonna fill that void for backup point guard minutes. Uh,
Yep.
it's just kind of filling the bench unit right now. What the Lakers are gonna need to do outside of making the big move for a center. So we've talked about the centers, obviously. Claxton's at the top of the list. Collins is at the top of the list. DeAndre Ayton's maybe at the top of the list. Um, who is a part of a trade to go get Nick Claxton?
I mean, I feel like it's got to be Dalton Connect and like maybe you throw in this Maxi Kleba
Yeah, I
and
mean,
they're
you're gonna have to
20.
pick a money match. So it's gonna be like a Maxi Kleba, it's gonna be Gabe Vincent, it's gonna be Dalton Connect, two first round picks probably. Nets are gonna want to keep stacking up on those first round picks they got.
I'd really like if the Lakers could keep Dalton Connect, but I don't really see a way that's possible
Yeah.
unless they try to trade a guy like Dorian Finney-Smith, but he was just too good. I just don't think he's a guy you trade.
I also don't think he wants to go back to Brooklyn again. And I don't think Brooklyn's gonna be like, oh yeah, we'll take back Dorian Finney-Smith.
I
Um,
mean, I don't know, maybe like a Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleba trade and that 2031 first round pick could get it done. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, you really do never know anymore, especially after the Luka Doncic trade. But I mean, I just think for the Nets, they're going to be in the direction of it's t finally time to fully rebuild,
Mhm.
and they're going to want as many picks as they can get. They got four or five first round picks from Mikal Bridges. They're going to look at Nick Claxton as he's worth at least two to three. I
I
think.
mean,
Go
I
ahead.
think if the Lakers can package Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleba in that 2031 first round pick, add in some first round pick swaps, it could get it done.
Yeah, I mean, again, you just really never know at this point. Um, Final thing before we end the show, we talked about how this might be the craziest offseason. Who are some people that you think are going to get moved this offseason? Just big
Without,
name guys.
without a doubt, 100%, I think Kevin Durant is getting traded. I mean, that Suns team's in complete shambles. They need to change something. I I I really don't know where he's gonna go. He could go like if the Spurs went out and got KD, that would be a very legit move, and they would be contenders immediately. I could see him going to a team like the Rockets. They got so many young assets to trade. Another guy, again, I it's completely Giannis's decision whether he gets traded or not. I think he asked for a trade. I mean, that Milwaukee team has no future at all, like whatsoever. Think he gets traded. He could also end up on the Rockets. You know, they flip Sengun, maybe like Tari Eason and a couple firsts for Giannis.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see Giannis get moved. And also, it's just I don't see a way in which he gets moved unless it's maybe the Knicks that fulfills both
Yeah.
sides.
Another name I see getting traded is Karl-Anthony Towns. You know, maybe they do a swap Cat for Giannis. Obviously, guys like Mikal Bridges or OG would have to be in that trade and a couple picks, but I could definitely see that.
Yeah, I mean, some other names that I thought of, Domantas Sabonis is probably
Yeah.
going to be on the move. Obviously, as a Kings fan, I could care less if he gets moved at this point. Only reason I really love Domantas Sabonis, Fun fact is that he's like 11-0 against Anthony Davis when he was
11 and
the
1. 11
Lakers.
and 1.
It doesn't matter, Joe. And it was 11-0. Wow, you won one game. 11-1 against Anthony Davis when he was in a Lakers uniform. Just remember that, Joe. Just remember that. Just remember that. Um, Obviously DeAndre Ayton's probably going to be on the move. Anthony Simons might be on the move.
Yeah.
Just news that Darius Garland could maybe be on the move.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Celtics could honestly end up moving some guys too, like Drew Holiday. I could even see Jalen Brown.
I think Porzingis is on the move. I think he is the first guy gone in that piece. I think
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy I could see the Lakers trading for too.
I don't want to see Kristaps with Luka again. That was already a failed experiment once. It's going to be a failed experiment again, Joe. Let's just
Mhm.
be 100% honest.
I don't know. I mean, he can stretch the floor, catch lobs.
He's not a lob threat anymore.
He can be.
He could be, but he's not.
From LeBron.
He's just not a lob threat anymore. Porzingis is not the center the Lakers need.
Yeah, I agree. But, you know,
Like the Lakers, they like to buy into those stars and then their stars fail.
yeah, I mean, it's a move that the Lakers would make. I mean, it's the type of moves they make.
Yeah, and then he would fail, and then I would laugh in your face because Joe Cato would instantly go to the group chat and go, Lakers 2026 NBA champion after a Kristaps Porzingis move, but we know that is not going to happen.
Oh, it's always Lakers in five. So
Bro,
if they get Nick Claxton and say Nikhil Alexander Walker, it's legitimately Lakers in five. You can't say otherwise.
bro, you're not better than the Thunder still.
Yes, with Nikhil Alexander Walker,
No,
and
you're not.
we
Joe,
we whooped them this year. With like we beat them with AD, and then we beat them with Luka.
we're talking about regular season, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it mattered, right?
The regular season does matter at points, but when you're talking about the most dominant team that is what 12-3 or 12-5 in the playoffs right now, as one of the youngest teams of all time, you're not beating that. Alex Caruso, case of Wallace, Lou Dort, Luka Doncic is going to have a really tough series. LeBron James, really tough series.
Nah,
And
I don't.
let's not act like Kristaps is going to dominate iHeart or Chet.
Chet ain't nothing. I ain't worried about no Chet.
What?
Not worried about no Chet, bro.
You're not worried about Chet? I know you
Nah.
saw that video of him rapping Young Boy.
Yeah.
I know you saw that video of him rapping Young Boy.
I don't care. Young boy to go, but I don't care about Chet.
I mean, I if I had Porzingis, I'd be worried again about Chet and iHeart.
I wouldn't. I
I,
mean, Jackson Hayes could back up Chet. Come on.
bro,
Chet is so he's mid. He is mid.
Jackson Hayes is not better than Rudy Gobert. And what did Chet just do against Rudy Gobert?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Exactly,
Rudy
exactly. There's a
Gobert.
reason why one of them's in the NBA Finals and the other one's
As
not.
much as I hate Rudy Gobert, he's way better than Chet.
He might be better than Chet, but Chet still beat him, and he's way better than
No, 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 no,
Jackson
no.
Hayes.
Chet didn't beat him. The Thunder beat him.
Chet is an instrumental part of the Oklahoma City Thunder. He had a ton of moments in that Timberwolves series. He was throwing putback dunks back.
Oh, I don't care.
The let's Joe Cato, Jackson Hayes is not packing up Chet Holmgren.
Not Chet, bro.
Chet Holmgren is there's a reason why one of them is going to be in the NBA for 12 plus years and the other one could be out of the NBA in 2 years.
I mean, he's on a Thunder team that's very young. I mean, obviously they're gonna.
Jackson Hayes could be on the Thunder team if he could still be out of the league in 2 years.
If Jackson Hayes was on that Thunder team, he'd be playing a similar role as Ihart.
No, bro, you're tripping.
Yes.
Jay Jay Will would be getting minutes over Jackson Hayes.
Nah, I don't think so.
Jackson Hayes wouldn't even be in the rotation.
I don't know.
Nikola Topic isn't even in the rotation, and he's a lottery pick. Usman Dieng, lottery pick, 6'10" shooter, Kevin Durant type build.
We're not throwing KD's name around like that. Come
I
on.
say Kevin Durant type build.
That's still disrespectful to KD.
How is that disrespectful? He's a 6'10" shooter.
Yeah, but there's
That is
no.
a KD type build. I didn't say he's like KD.
Yeah,
I
but you're
said
talking about
KD
who?
type build.
If you said like Ace Bailey was the Kevin Durant build, that's respectable.
Ace Bailey is 6'7".
If you said Ace Bailey, that's
Ace Bailey is closer to Paul George than Kevin Durant.
I don't know. I think he plays more like KD.
Yeah, and he is not going to be good in the NBA.
What? Ace
Ace Bailey,
Bailey?
bro, you know how bad it is that they had to give that brother 3 inches at Rutgers, 3 inches of height to make him sound like a better prospect.
Doesn't matter. He balled out.
I see a realm of possibilities where Ace Bailey isn't even in the top 7 of this NBA draft coming up.
I think he's a lock for top five. I mean, if the Spurs don't go and trade for KD, I think a guy like Ace Bailey would be just fine for them.
I think they draft Dylan Harper over Ace Bailey still. I think just have Dylan Harper is a much better prospect.
The Spurs they got Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell.
De'Aaron
Um,
Fox, but they need backup point guard minutes, Joe. Let's not forget about that. Let's not act like let's not act like Stephon Castle couldn't play like a three. He's taller than Lou Dort and is a really good defender. He could definitely play some 3 minutes.
I don't know. I don't
There's a
think.
lot of positionless basketball nowadays.
Yeah, I just don't think the Spurs would do that.
I think the Spurs would definitely do that. I don't think they would take the risk on Ace Bailey.
I
I
don't know.
think I think there's a realm where VJ goes above Ace Bailey, Trey Johnson goes above Ace Bailey.
I think Trey Johnson is legit. I'm not that high on VJ Edgecombe, but I think Trey Johnson's legit.
I think they both could go above Ace Bailey. I think Kaman Maluak could go above Ace Bailey.
Oh, I
Just
totally
pure
forgot about
dominance
Malawach.
of who he is.
I'd like to see Malawach in the Lakers uniform. I think it's never gonna happen, but that would be amazing.
Kaman
If you,
Maluak
if
to
you think about it, he's also a perfect option for the Lakers.
I mean, I guess so, but there's just no way you're ever gonna get him.
I mean, maybe like, throwing Dalton Connect, that first round pick, couple pick swaps, Gabe Vincent. You never know. I mean, if he doesn't fall in the top five, it could be a possibility.
I don't he's not gonna be in the top 5.
Could
There's
be.
I think he's gonna go like 8 or 9, maybe.
If the Nets say the Lakers trade for Nick Claxton, I could see the Nets end up taking.
Yeah, but they're not in the top 5.
What are they?
I think they're 6.
Okay, I mean it's right there.
Pretty sure the Jazz are 5, Nets are 6.
Like, yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, we'll see. I think a couple other things to just point out before we end the show. Some positives for the Lakers. A lot of tradable contracts. We're going to see a lot of them moved. And a full Luka offseason of putting time and effort into being in full shape since he's going to be playing for Slovenia during the Euro basketball championship or whatever. So
I
hopefully
mean,
Luka's going to come back full shape. You're not going to have to deal with fat Luka since that's why Nico Harrison got rid of him, even though fat Luka is better than 90% of the NBA.
I mean, he was just fine all year long. But yeah, he's already got a different mindset going into this offseason. He's already starting to get conditioned.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
I think
big, it's
it's gonna
big
be
for the Lakers, big for Luka. Um, Thanks, Joe, for being on the show. You want to shout out your Instagram or FLCC men's basketball or whatever? Shout some out before we end the show.
yeah, shout out FLCC basketball.
Shout out Coach Spinelli.
Shout out Coach Finale.
Go. Shout out. I
Shout
don't
out Justin Jefferson.
bro. All right, Joe, what's your Instagram?
I think it's Joe underscore Cato 23.
All right. Thank you, Joe, for being on the show. It's been
Thank
Beyond the
you.
Scoreboard. And I'm your host, Michael Lyons.